To another video on my channel Hairliciously. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you guys are updated on hair loss and hair transplant content, as well as updates on current hair loss treatments in the pipeline. So in today's video, I'm actually right against where the sun is shining so that you guys can get a better picture of how the hair is looking. But I wanted to give you guys an update on my use of topical and oral formulations of Dutasteride and Minoxidil. I've been on the set treatments for well over 2 months now, and I wanted to let you guys know how I've been progressing. As some of you guys may know, I've been using Happy Head's hair loss treatment regimen. They're a world-leading one-stop telehealth company based in Los Angeles, California, and they have a huge range of hair loss treatments available on their website, including both topical and oral versions of finasteride, dutasteride, minoxidil, spironolactone, as well as a few other products to help combat hair loss. Their medications are also going to be fully customizable, so this means that you guys are going to be able to adjust your dosages based on your needs. I'll have the link in the description box below for those who are interested in giving Happy Head a try. So let's go ahead and talk about the results so far, both the good and the bad. And I feel like if you're considering this combination treatment of, Dutasteride and Minoxidil, or are currently on the same journey, you'll probably want to hear this out. Let's talk about the side effects first. So technically, I've been on the set treatment for well over 2 months now. It's probably around 2.5 months. Luckily, no side effects in terms of sexual dysfunction, no cognitive issues like brain fog, and nothing related to cardiovascular type of issues or blood pressure problems. I did get a blood test done about a month ago, and everything came out normal except for low vitamin D levels, but that isn't related to, Dutasteride or Minoxidil. And fortunately, I did seem to notice an increase in libido. This wasn't something that I experienced when I was on finasteride for the past few years. But what I did notice was that after switching to oral Dutasteride 0.5 milligram, around the 1.5 to 2 month mark, I kind of noticed an increase in libido. And this is generally not going to be typical for most people who are taking 5-AR inhibitors, finasteride and dutasteride. But from what I've seen and read on several, forums, Reddit, it does happen to certain individuals, possibly due to an increase in free and serum testosterone levels. And for some people, higher testosterone levels is going to be equivalent to an increase in libido. So this obviously is, a good thing, especially for men who previously had a low sex drive, or I guess it could be a problem for some people if your libido was already high and now it's even higher, and that might have issues with your partner or whatever. But I really haven't noticed an increase of body hair growth like the arms or kind of like the eyebrows. But then again, this might also be too early to really tell because I'm not even 3 months into the set treatment. I've also noticed a little bit of kind of like scalp irritation from the topical version of Minoxidil and Dutasteride. I've kind of noticed some of the redness and some itchiness and dryness on the scalp when I do use the topical, but it's not to the point where it's like severe or anything like that. It's just very moderate. The good thing is that with Happy Head, you can adjust or switch to advanced formulas, different base, or a custom Dutasteride and Minoxidil ratio with or without retinoic acid. In terms of hair regrowth, I did a video a couple months ago on kind of like this bald patch that I had on the back right portion of my scalp. That area has actually recovered by about 80 to 90% in density, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not sure if it's from the treatment or not, but the hair is growing in the previously bald area. So, I'm pretty content with that. And I'm also kind of noticing some thickening on the sides of my head here, especially kind of like the top portion here. I've had retrograde alopecia for a while now, and after switching over to Minoxidil and Dutasteride, I feel like the hairs on the sides are much thicker than how it was before. And overall, just kind of like the hair all throughout the scalp feels a lot more healthier, just more alive. The texture also looks much healthier. I don't know if you guys can tell from here, but from before. And I'm just happy to report that I haven't noticed further miniaturization on the hairline or the temporal regions, which obviously is another good sign. Dutasteride is doing its job in really stopping further progression of miniaturization. It's obviously a much stronger medication, compared to finasteride in inhibiting the conversion of testosterone into DHT. And as far as oral Minoxidil is concerned, I feel like I really haven't seen a whole lot of a difference yet. And what I wanted to see, especially with oral Minoxidil, was additional density and growth and, kind of like around the hairline area. I know that with some oral Minoxidil users, they were able to, increase a lot of their density and also see visible hair growth on areas like their temples, their eyebrows, even some of these areas here where you start kind of seeing like these tiny vellus hairs, just kind of like sprouting out in areas that were previously void of hair. But I haven't noticed anything like that yet, so I'm really contemplating on increasing my dosage, excuse me, of minoxidil from 1.25 milligrams to 2.5 milligrams or even 5 milligrams if I don't see any growth over the next month or so. And most people tend to take between 2.5 to 5 milligram, which is what I would consider to be the ideal dosage for minoxidil. And a lot of people who have been taking it at that dosage have seemed to have had better results. So I'm planning on switching from, over to maybe 2.5 or even maybe 5 milligram over the next 3 to 4 months. I'm going to reassess for the next couple months to see if there are any notable changes. I do want to reiterate that Happy Head has one of the strongest custom topical and oral FDA-approved ingredients for treating hair loss. You guys can easily customize the dosage for your medication to fit your needs. And most people start seeing results in as little as 3 to 6 months. You can personalize your hair loss treatment plan also, depending on what stage of hair loss you're in, whether you're thinning or receding on the hairline, if you're just looking to maintain what you have and prevent further miniaturization, or if you've, recently had a hair transplant and looking to support healing or boost new growth. Happy Head has personalized plans for everybody. Happy Head has had some incredible, before and after transformations of individuals taking hair loss treatments. So feel free to check out the website. I'll have all of the information in the link below. So that's basically kind of like a summary of my experience so far with Happy Head's oral and topical formulations of minoxidil and dutasteride for the past 2 months. I think as the next months progress by, I should start seeing more improvement, especially once I hop on the 2.5 or even 5 milligram of minoxidil. And overall, I'm just happy, that at the least I'm able to maintain what I have without any adverse side effects. And also kind of like that bald patch, I don't know if you guys can see, is gone now. I'm also noticing, like I said, thickening on the sides of the hair, which is a good sign. And the goal is to try out to grow out my hair and maybe do kind of like another semi-perm. I've been kind of growing it out, as you guys can see. And I'm just going to keep you guys posted once I transition from 2.5 or like I said, 5 milligrams. So hopefully better results. So stay tuned for my next update. Probably do like a 3-month update on the use of my medication. But let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And once again, thank you all for your support.